Hi guys, welcome to Planning with Crystal. Today's Advent Calendar unboxing is the Harrods Fragrance Advent Calendar for 2022. I say that, but it's the first year they've ever done a fragrance calendar, so this is something a little bit different. It comes in this rather lovely little box. It is, however, only a 12-day calendar, so every fragrance is in its own little box like this. It says Harrods in the lid. It's got a lovely little ribbon there, so I love what they've done with the design of this. So we've got 12 fragrances, although technically we've got 13, and you will see what I mean in just a minute, but it is 12 doors. I bought the calendar for £150 and it is worth over £830. So in this video we're going to unbox the calendar. I'm going to talk to you about all the fragrances. I will tell you like what size it is, how much it's worth, what the fragrance smells of, and yeah, we'll see what we think of this one. The calendar also comes with a card like this, and on the back it tells you about all of the fragrances within and what their ingredients are. For some of the fragrances it mentions like the different notes of the fragrance. For a lot of them it doesn't tell you anything like that, so I've done my own research from the Harrods website and I'll let you know a bit about each fragrance as we're going through. So the boxes are all kind of individually decorated like this. They've even put like a little cutout thing here so you can kind of get your finger in and lift the thing up. So let's start the unboxing with day number one. So our first fragrance is by Parfums and it's the Oud perfume, A-O-U-D. Apologies up front for pronunciation of basically anything, it is not my strong suit. But look at this amazing bottle. It's got like a plaque on the front. The lid has got like crystals in. The lid, by the way, is like the heaviest thing in the whole box. It's super heavy. I like this kind of design on the sides as well. So it's a very pretty bottle. So when I was doing my research I could not believe how much this retails for. This is the highest value item in the calendar. It's £375 and this is a 30ml bottle. 30ml of fragrance. I mean, it's not a lot, is it? So it's seriously high end, but it does seem like it lasts quite a long time on the skin. A contemporary interpretation of the wonders of the magical Middle Eastern oud oil. Roja Dove Rare and Precious Oud is swathed in roses while underscored by jasmine and ylang ylang. Freshened by geranium, verbena, bergamot, lemon and an unusual note of rhubarb, the fragrance is warmed by cedarwood, sandalwood, cashmere wood, patchouli, cardamom, cinnamon, nutmeg and costly saffron. Maybe that's why it's so pricey. This nestles on a sensual base of ambergris, vanilla, musk and leather notes. So for me, I find this fragrance just isn't quite right for me. It's a little bit much, and I also don't like jasmine, which kind of limits me with fragrances sometimes. So for me personally, this isn't a fragrance I love, which is a shame because it's the highest value in here. And I guess kind of straight off the bat, that's the danger with this calendar. Unless you are able to smell all the fragrances before you buy the calendar, the chances are they're not all going to be for you. However, it would be pretty good for some Christmas gifting, wouldn't it? If you kind of find the right person for the fragrance. So that was your day number one. Day number two. So not everything's in boxes. Some things come in little pouches like this one. This is by Tiziana Turenzi and it's La Super Rossa. And it's an extrait de parfum natural spray, 15ml or half of a fluid ounce. It's a spray bottle. Based on price per ml, this is worth £41.25. It would be £275 for a 100ml bottle of this. It says it boasts a strong olfactory architecture as it opens with warm honey and alluring herbal notes. Developing into refreshing May rose at its heart, it lingers with intense amber for a rich and fragrant aroma. This one I like. It's really quite complex. It smells lovely on the skin. It seems to last a long time. So this one is much more me. I do like the fact it comes in this little kind of suede pouch. I think that's a cute little addition. So that was your day number two. Day number three. This is by Louboutin. This is the Louboutin Rouge Eau de Parfum. It's 9ml or 0.30 fluid ounce. This is my favourite out of the entire box. I really like this scent on me. So what they've done with the packaging, it looks exactly like the full size, just in like a miniature. And it is just a sample size, it isn't a size you can purchase as far as I can see. Hopefully you can see on the top of that kind of ball, there is a Louboutin shoe. Now, not loving the application of this particular product because it is one of those where you have to kind of pull off the lid and you just kind of dab it on your wrist. Now, for me, it's kind of one I've got to be careful not to kind of throw it all over the place when I put it on. But I really like the scent of this. This one is a lot kind of sweeter than the other fragrances. See, I find the lid a total nightmare to get back on as well. Pretty heavy as well, so the lid is where all the weight is. It's super, super heavy. It does look quite pretty. It would look quite pretty on your nightstand, and it smells gorgeous. So for this 9ml size, it's worth £22.50. 90ml would be £225. It says a spicy scent, cardamom, iris and vanilla in a wave of oriental spice. But I just get like a bit of sweetness there as well. I really like this. Like I said, this is my favourite out of the collection. And that is your day number 3. Day number 4. Today we get a fragrance by Diptique. They do really nice fragrances, but definitely niche, definitely not like kind of anything else. This one is Opsis. It's an eau de parfum and it's in a spray. It's 10ml or 0.34 fluid ounce. It's in a glass bottle. It's got a plastic lid and it is a spray formulation. I said this before, but spray formulation is my favourite way to apply perfume. I'm not a big fan of, like I said, the ones that you dot on because I'll just spill it everywhere. And I'm not a huge fan of rollerball because I find that hard work and like it doesn't apply properly. So yeah, spray all the way for me. So this is kind of like a travel size in the sense that you can buy on their website a pack of 5 of these in this size, which like I said is 10ml. So 5 different fragrances in the collection would be £95, which would make this worth about £19. But price per ml it would be £26.66. So I don't know how you want to kind of value that, because like I said, you can definitely get this as like a travel size, but only in a set with others. So complicates things a little bit. But it says a scent that captures the electrifying atmosphere of an evening at the theatre in 1920s London. See what I mean? They're not your average fragrances. They like paint like a whole picture while they're describing them. Opening notes of soft musk and smoky incense capture the powdery aroma of makeup intermixed with perfume, recalling the unique scent of the star's dressing room, while glimmering flashes of bergamot evoke the bright spotlights that illuminate the main stage. This is another one that I actually really like. It definitely takes you like almost on like a bit of a journey. So like I said, I love to read things like that and then just think of it as, do you know what? I kind of see what you mean. I'm kind of getting 1920s London when I wear this, which you can't say that about many fragrances, can you? So that was our day number 4. Day number 5. This one's quite light. So today we get a fragrance by Ex Nihilo Paris. I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is Brompton Immortals and it's 7.5ml or 0.25 fluid ounce. So the packaging is quite sleek. It is just like a black with gold writing. It's a glass bottle. And again, it's spray. Price per ml, this one's worth £24.37. A 100ml bottle would be £325, so again, pretty high end. Sensual and warming notes of saffron, pink pepper and Bulgarian rose bring a sense of romance, while Madagascan vanilla melts into a cocktail of patchouli and white musk, mixing Old English tradition with new Oriental thrills. A mystical musky scent inspired by the Egyptian legend of immortality. So for me, this definitely smells more like a kind of evening fragrance, which is fine because it's in a kind of small bottle, so it should do quite a few evenings, but it's just not something I would see myself kind of wearing during the day because it's quite a bit more powerful than I guess what I'm used to. But as with everything in this box, it's all just a little bit different to what I'm used to. So that was our day number 5. Day number 6, so we are halfway through, and today we get a fragrance by a brand called Floracu Paris, which is not one I've ever heard of before. It's One Umbrella for Two, which I really like the name of that. It's got like a pretty cool design there on the side of the box. So this one, it says One Umbrella for Two, a sweet, fruity and gourmand blackcurrant absolute encounters a Genmasha tea extract and a cedarwood oil to form a perfect matching trio. This is a 10ml or 0.33 fluid ounce size. It's a glass bottle with a plastic lid and spray, although it doesn't have like a proper lid, it just has the spray and that's it, which I always find a bit random. It says secret tea and spices. This is a travel size, it's worth £60. It smells like sweets to me, in a good way. Like if I want to smell like sweet one day, this is a really good option for it. Our eyes raised to the sky, no rain, one umbrella for two. This is the kind of thing you get when you're buying a high-end fragrance and you're reading the descriptions. That's the kind of thing you expect. It's, you know, just not what you expect when you walk into like Boots to buy a fragrance. It's definitely a different type of experience. So that was our day number 6. Day number 7. Today we get another little pouch. This is Bodacious the Victorious. Now, do you remember when I said it's a 12-day calendar, but we get 13 fragrances? Well, this is what I mean. So, in day number 7, you actually get 2 fragrances from this brand, which is, you know, a little bit extra exciting. So there's 2 different ones from the range. We've got Bravery and Glorious, and both smell a little bit different. Both are in a glass bottle with a metal lid and a metal spray. Well, the lids seem quite loose on these, which is just something I noticed when I picked them out. I've worked out these are worth £18.50 each in terms of price per mil, £37 obviously if you combine in the two. Starting with Glorious. Glorious Eau de Parfum surprises from the beginning with a hit of glossy, juicy accords loaded with playful mischief. Raspberry, plum and peach mingle on the skin with succulent delight, while apple and pineapple bring a sense of heavenly effervescence. As the fruity tones melt away, jasmine along with cardamom and nutmeg convey an air of nonconformity. I actually quite like this. Even though it's got jasmine in there, it actually smells quite nice to me. The way it's balanced just kind of works. There is more of a description I could read about that, but I thought I'd better stop or I'll be here all day just on these fragrances. They have a lot to say for themselves. Bravery was crafted in collaboration with Kuwaiti fashion blogger Ahoud Alenzi. This eau de parfum is imagined with those unafraid to make an impact in mind. Jasmine, lily, rose and Bulgarian lavender, the heady floral notes of this fragrance exude luxury and sensual power, while a base of amber moss and heliotrope create a contrast that's as elegant as it is intriguing. So this one isn't as much for me, as it's described, a little bit heady, a little bit more going on, whereas this one's a little bit kind of more fruity to me, and that's just like my preference. But I tell you what, with a lot of these fragrances, you could definitely imagine you weren't super wealthy while walking around wearing them. They just kind of smell like that. If you've ever been in the Harrods like fragrance hall and smelt some of their fragrances, that is what I get when I go through this box. So 2 fragrances for our day number 7. Day number 8. Today we get a Penhaligon's fragrance. These have the most beautiful little shops in London. They're like little apothecaries almost. Well, they are kind of like an apothecary, and just like gorgeous fragrances and things, and very old England, you know, it's really nice. So this is one of their fragrances. It's in a 10ml or 0.34 fluid ounce size, and it's called Halfeti. Glass bottle, metal lid, and a spray. This is a travel size, it's worth £30, an intoxicating mysterious fragrance. Vigorous grapefruit, Levante spice and rose tangle in the moonlight. I like this one. So it's got the fruit and it's got the zing from the grapefruit, which is just something that really appeals to me. I just love that kind of scent. But it's balanced so that it's so much more than just a hit of fruit. Really lovely little fragrance this. That was our day number 8. Day number 9. Today we get a sealed, like full-size kind of version. I say full-size, it's 30ml, so it's like the smallest of the full-size versions. But it's the new fragrance by Maison Francaise Cajun. 724 is what it's called. Now you may be wondering why I've not opened it. I've smelled all the other ones and I have an opinion on them. I have an opinion on this one too. I actually got a sample of this in the latest Harvey Nichols goodie bag, the autumn one. I will unbox that if people want to see it, although it did sell out really quickly, so I'm kind of like, with me doing all the advent calendar unboxings, I'm like, do people still want to see gift with purchases that are now no longer available? Is that still interesting? Let me know, just as an aside. But anyway, luckily I smelled this fragrance in that gift because it's absolutely not for me, which is a shame because some of their other fragrances I really like. But this is the Eau de Parfum, 35ml or 1.2 fluid ounce. They don't just do 30ml like every other brand, they do 35ml, just to be a little bit different. So this is worth £110. I do think it's cool they've included like their newish fragrance. I think that's a really, really good thing. So it's a scent that evokes the excitement that comes from being lost in the city. A crystalline bouquet of white florals is illuminated with sparkling flashes of mouth-watering citrus notes, while the delicate dry down of soft white musks lends a sensual finish. This just doesn't smell nice on me, and I think this is the thing with a calendar like this. Like I said, fragrance is so personal. This smells terrible on me. I sprayed it from the sample bottle, I let it sit on my skin, and I was like, that is awful, to the point where I went to wash it off. That's how bad it smelled on me. So it's a shame really, but that's what you get sometimes with things like this. It's the fun of the game, I guess. So that was our day number 9. If you have smelt this new fragrance, please let me know what you think. I want someone to tell me they love it and it smells great on them, because it must smell great on some people. I'm just not one of them. Day number 10. Today we get this intriguing little box. So the brand is Intio Parfums Privés and the fragrance is Oud for Greatness. So this is a 10ml or 0.33 fluid ounce size, and it says Eau de Parfum 77% volume. So you open up your box like this and it's wrapped up in tissue paper. Another in a glass bottle. This with like a black metal kind of matte black is how I would describe that. So this is worth £31.66 price per ml. An enchanting and thrilling scent that focuses on the natural essence of oud wood. Oud for Greatness Eau de Parfum from Initio Paris Prévise is said to draw its energy from the sources of sacred geometry, opening to contrasting notes of fresh lavender and spicy nutmeg. The heart of this fragrance celebrates the natural aroma of oud wool and agarwood oil for a warming finish. So I would never pick up an oud fragrance, it just isn't what I would usually go for. This actually smells really nice. It's definitely got more going on than I kind of expected. It's just something a little bit special. So that was our day number 10. Day number 11. Today we get this kind of nice sort of smooth satiny textured box. It's from a brand called Famine London, and this is Sparkling Opal. It's an extrait de parfum, 10ml 0.34 fluid ounce, made in the UK. I think a lot of these are made in the UK, to be fair. This is what the bottle looks like. It's in like a coloured green dark glass, and it's got like a black lid. It's got this kind of cool design on the top, and it's a spray. Another with a super heavy lid. I like dropped it and it was like price per ml. This one is worth £47. It would cost you £235 for a 50ml size. A scent that captures the real meaning of precious. Taking its name from the precious stone, Sparkling Opal Perfume Extrait from Famine delivers an olfactory experience of opulence. Saffron and nutmeg bring spice, while jasmine and orris infuse the delicate touch of florals. Woody notes of sandalwood and amarice complete the scent with the earthy fragrance of forests. Again, they're all so different. There is no kind of similarities between any of these fragrances. So I'm with some of them still not quite sure whether I like them or not, if you know what I mean. That is day number 11. Day number 12, so the final day of our calendar. And today we get another little pouch. This one is made out of like almost like a plasticky kind of material, and it's got the brand stamped all over it and on the little tag there. Now this bottle is a little bit extra. So it's got this kind of little dangly charm thing. So you kind of take this off. It's like the clip that sort of holds, I don't know. Well, it's just decorative, isn't it? But I suppose it stops you kind of pressing it down. But it doesn't have a lid as such. It's just the spray there. So you just spray it, and then when you're done, you just put that on, and that will just like dangle on by. So something a little bit different. This is by Montal Paris, and it's the Arabians Tonka Eau de Parfum, 20ml 0.7 fluid ounce. This one is worth £23.80 price per ml. 100ml would be £119, which kind of sounds like a reasonable price compared to some of the ones in here. Fiery and bold, it opens with a spicy blend of bergamot and saffron to find its irresistible heart in a rich fusion of oud, amber, tonka beans and musk. Inspired by the fiery temperament of Arabian horses. And it kind of does smell like that, in the sense like, I've been to Egypt and I've been around camels and things like that, and it doesn't smell like camels. I mean that probably wouldn't be a great scent, would it? But that kind of scent of being in the desert and, you know, other kind of things, like almost like if you had like incense burning and that kind of smoky kind of scent. That's what it smells like to me. I'm not really sure how I feel about it. I do like the bottle though. And that was our day number 12, which I kind of thought that was a bit of a strange one to put behind day number 12 because it's one of the lower value items. I kind of thought they would go for like whatever they consider to be top of the line, which is kind of probably the most expensive one, the day number 1. So I'm not sure how they've decided which goes in which box. So that was the Harrods Fragrance Calendar. So just to give you a little bit more information about this, the buying experience as a customer I found super frustrating. So I don't think they officially announced it as such. I think it just appeared on the website and loads of people who must have known it was launching or something bought it. And then they advertised it on the Instagram, and then it sold out really quickly again. And then it kind of came back in stock a couple of times, but it was a bit unreliable. Like, some people were able to ring customer services and order it, other people weren't. It was all a bit odd. So I was kind of lucky to grab one. Luckily, one of you guys contacted me and told me it was back on the website again, because like I said, it was just getting to the point where it was frustrating. And then it sold out and then it's gone completely. And it doesn't look like this will come back in stock from what it says on the Harrods website at the minute. I also don't know what's going on with the Harrods Beauty Calendar this year. That should have been released by now. I intended to order and unbox it for you guys. Who knows? It didn't arrive on the day that was expected. Who knows what's happening with it? I'll keep my eye out and post if I hear about it. But yeah, this was just kind of elusive, difficult to get hold of this year. I think it's a good calendar. I mean, I love, love, love the packaging and what they've done with that. I think it's interesting in that, like I said, these are not run-of-the-mill fragrances. You're probably not going to find them in any other kind of calendar. They obviously knew what they're doing. It sold out super quick, and obviously the value is really there. The difficulty with something like this, like I said, is you might buy this, you might invest £150 only to find you don't really like a lot of the fragrances. So that's your gamble, I guess, with something like this. Hopefully they'll bring something like this back next year. Hopefully they'll have more of them. I could see maybe other brands doing something similar as well with the success of this one. But we'll see, we'll see. Let me know in the comments if you got this calendar or if you had your eye on it and just couldn't get it, because like I said, that was the difficulty with this. I feel like they were trying to build a little bit of, I don't know, make it elusive so that people would buy it. I don't know. But anyway, it is what it is. I got it, I unboxed it, and hopefully you enjoyed the unboxing. But yeah, just a bit of a frustrating experience, I think, with this one compared to other calendars I bought. So if you like watching Advent Calendar unboxings, I have got a whole playlist of them and I continue to make the unboxings as the calendars and things arrive. I will put that playlist here if you do want to go and watch like back-to-back Advent Calendar videos. So I really hope you've enjoyed watching this video. I hope it's been useful. I hope you've learned a little bit about this calendar, and I would love to know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you've tried any of these fragrances or any of these your like go-to fragrances or anything. Let me know. So I really hope you've enjoyed watching this video. I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. It lets me know you're enjoying the content I'm producing, and I'd love it if you subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell to be notified when my next video goes live. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.